Welcome on in, guys. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. And I've got something really cool to show you guys. This is my new single. It's called Ardent Spirit. Let's give it a listen. But yeah, today we're going to be making some beats, man. I'm excited. I feel ready for it. You guys might even recognize, like, I started this one on stream and then went crazy with it later. But yes, welcome on in, guys. I guess the goal for today is really we don't have any marks that we need to hit. We just need to make as good of beats as we possibly can. So, we'll see. See what we're cooking up. Fun fact, I made this vibraphone myself. Dude, the fun thing about mallet instruments like that vibraphone is it's actually pretty easy to be really convincing even when you're working with like MIDI instruments, right? It's so cool, man. I don't know, I love it. If you just are like really have a lot of attention to detail with like the velocity and, you know, kind of take your time in the piano roll. Good stuff. But anyways, go check it out. It's on all platforms, of course. It's called The Ardent Spirit by TapDaddy. You know it. So, yeah, good stuff. And you know, this one, I'm actually working on a project that is kind of centered around this sort of style. And it's not going to come out for a long time, honestly. I have a full other album that I need to drop before I even like get to that. And I also just dropped a full album. So go check out Return to Earth as well. This is the album that I just dropped. Kind of a space-themed, very ethereal, kind of jazzy album. It's really cool stuff. So anyways, man, I spoil you guys so much. I drop so much music. What can I say? Let's dive into it. Let's see what we're getting into today. Now, usually I start, like, I pick out a sample to start with, but I didn't get a chance to this morning. So we're going to go digging. I want to find, like, a really good piano sample. That's 90% of the time I'm starting by digging for a really good piano sample. Sometimes we'll just lay it down ourselves, but I don't know, man. It's pretty jazzy and cool. Now, I sampled this before. I want to go digging through this sample pack. Latex Dark R&B. Ooh. Well, let's pull out the piano samples here. Let's see what we got. Come on. We should also get rid of time stretch real quick. Oh, it's 80 BPM. Let's see. Wow, so that was really different. I kind of liked it at that higher BPM though. We might do that. But I like this sample. Okay, now let's just go lay something down. Let's go over to our drums. Now this one, I think we are going to use this kit. I feel like I've been using this kit a lot, but it's just so golden, and I think really perfect for maybe a sample flip like this. All right, let me throw you guys on Jam Cam real quick. Really, all of that could be pretty golden. Let's capture that and just see how good that actually was. Who knows? All right. So that would be the end of it. Oh, there was a little double stutter here. Get rid of that. Now this is 82. And we kind of listened to this sample at this like much higher BPM than what it was originally at. And I was kind of vibing with that. I'm thinking we could do that. Maybe even pitch it up a little bit. And that could kind of serve as a strong foundation for us. This is a pretty magical way to start it. Now, this is actually pretty close to the original BPM. We listened to it originally at like 120, and that was kind of interesting. Let's kick this up maybe 2 steps. Play with the BPM a bit. Well, if we like slowed it down, 76 BPM. Play around with a little bit of compression on this piano. Maybe like some LA2A. That sounds a lot more vibrant, doesn't it? And it is a little bit louder. In fact, we'll probably turn this down. might even want to put like a little bit of extra like key detail, piano detail on it. And we could even like choose a piano that has a stark contrast to this sampled piano. In fact, let's just pull out augmented piano. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. Like if we pulled out this Lost Soul, this is pretty cool. I thought this was a different preset. Here we go. Oh, that was all beautiful. I like this. In fact, we captured so much of that we might even have to like extend this out a bit. So let's say, here, let me get this lined up with my, I like to get Ableton lined up so that it fits the frame here. I don't know. I'm sure that would bother some other people as well. All right. Pulling this out. Okay, that kind of biffed it. Okay. So like here is where it starts to get really good. Yeah, there might be a note in there that we want to change. All right, so let's start by kind of fixing this. Ba-da-bum bum bum bum. Bum, bum. Well, if instead we kind of went like this. Yeah, that's much better. coffee, man. Makes the world go round. Something here to fix. Yeah, I didn't like those notes right there. This note. In fact, we're gonna just go yoink. Bum, bum. There we go. Okay, now we should have a really good run here. Let's take these two down so that we can kind of have our drums sit a little bit higher. There we go. Okay. Now, man, if only we could get like a really sensual saxophone in here, that'd be cool. We should go digging. We could also sample some soul vocals. That'd be cool. Trying to think of everything that we might want to sample, because that kind of sets up what room we have for detailing. Genres. Let's say R&B saxophone. I hope that there's some good stuff. And what key signature are we in? A sharp minor, but let's see. A sharp minor, but we stepped it up by 2 steps. 1, 2. So that should be C minor. Let me double, triple check that. Yeah, up 2 steps, C minor. So we're gonna say C. I think I've sampled this before, but and this is much slower than the actual sample. Maybe. Let's keep digging though. like way too breathy and airy. Possibly. This is another one that I've sampled. This is much slower than the original. I actually, I was mixing for a client once. I recognized this from a really complex track that I mixed down one time. Let's do this, and this gives us room for counterpoint. The hell, man, get your butt in here. Just for right now, we'll double this. We might change this. We should also maybe start thinking about our bass line. This one's definitely gonna need a nice subby bass. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? Happy Saturday indeed, man. I hope you're having a good Saturday. We're laying down some R&B vibes this Saturday, I think. Oh, man. It's coming out good, too. I like this so far. And, man, we're only like 25 minutes into this. Let's pull out the hip-hop sub-bass. This should be the vibe. apart one by one. But yeah, R&B, fuck yeah, this is gonna be dope. I agree, man. I love making R&B, dude. It's so fun. I gotta figure out these root notes. First time I see a POV. Oh, I might not pull this out. I feel like we're getting closer. Okay, that should be it. We might just kind of nudge these notes a little bit. But yeah, what's up? Stan, how you doing, man? All right. But yeah, man, I think we're just going to have to nudge those notes around until they feel like, immaculate, right? But yeah, sounding sick? Hell yeah, thank you, man. You have to try Valhalla Room. Oh, man. If I wish I had Valhalla Room. That's... Or wait, Valhalla Room, are you talking about like Vintage Verb or... No, I'm thinking of something totally else, aren't I? Maybe at the end? Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd have to let me know what you mean by Valhalla Room. Whatever it is, I don't think I have it. Okay, this is sounding pretty satisfying. Except for that note. See, we need these to land like right on the backside of that kick. Just a little secret about like, I don't know, trying to get your bass and your kick to line up right. I feel like what really works out well is when you really allow for the kick to hit first. Okay, so we feel the impact of that kick, and then it should almost be like let's say that this microphone is the kick, you know, like that kick hits and then that bass note rings out right on the other side of it. That to me I feel like is perfect. See, like we might even just nudge that back a little bit. Satisfying. Yeah, okay. Might even try cutting that. Same with this guy. Yes, it's satisfying. Let's do that again with this guy. That makes a world of difference in my opinion. Bum, bum, and let's just, okay, so we got this sorted out. This just repeats. Okay, so now this should be pretty solid. Kind of compress the sax a little bit. Oh, we're on our bass. Oh, actually, we want compression on our bass anyway, so let's we'll get this sorted out. I was like, that doesn't align. All right, let's get this sorted out and then we'll compress our sax. You can see each of these notes kind of puts this needle up at a different level, right? So this sort of compression is just kind of helping normalize the volume of these notes. Turn this down a little bit. Okay, now let's compress our sax. Not that much compression. See, that just kind of helps catch that big screaming part, so it doesn't jut out of the track so extremely. I mean, we're kind of doing some light mixing here, but whatever. All right. Oh, I've got an idea as well. Let's pull out Splice Instruments. And I was kind of thinking maybe just like some light ride cymbal. Oh, we gotta reload this. Didn't load all the packs. Yeah, this percussion. I'll just repeat those notes. I'll just repeat those. Yeah, that's good. Nice. Now I feel like we need to figure out what our counterpoint against this saxophone is. I'm thinking maybe like some vocals, just like a cappella swells and stuff. Could be kind of cool. Bringing that piano forward a bit. Maybe we really should, though, before we get too carried away, play with some synth stuff. Nah, actually, we're gonna go digging for some little oohs and ahs. Female vocals, let's say soul and jazz. Beautiful. We don't want any lyrics. And it's all like warped differently, right? Beautiful dreamer. I would really love like an a cappella grouping. Oh, kind of like this. I'm not sure if I like how the note that ends on. We might chop this apart, but I do feel like there's some gold here. Okay. We are gonna have to go complex. So it's gonna be like chipmunk vocals, but it's gonna be good stuff. All right, we'll turn this down a little bit. Now, that high note, I think we want to slide it up a bit. Let's say... I'm not sure if this is going to be it, you know? I don't know. We're just hitting too many like weird minor triads, basically. It's just like not quite what I want from it. Plus, I kind of want something a little bit more subtle here, I'm thinking. See, it's not quite there. I gotta go digging. I feel like there's some stuff that I know would work that I've sampled before. I just need like a subtle swell of something. See, like this. What if we kept it like pretty low key? And let's cut out that breath, right? And we're not gonna have that second part. What we'll do, though, to kind of extend this note out, or maybe we don't even need to extend that out. This is perfect. All right, we got to start fleshing out this arrangement a bit. Okay, let's start kind of tearing this apart a little bit. We'll get rid of this guy. We don't need him. Don't need him. Let's see. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of intro space here. Yeah, we'll carry this over. I think here, by the time we hit here, we'll be kind of like hitting bridge. We'll carry like all of this over. Do a little dropout over here maybe. But here we go. Yeah, kind of come in on this little double hit. Okay. Now, we got to make kind of a decision here. Is this going to be something really jazzy and interesting for Spotify, or are we going to keep this kind of like cooled out for potential BeatStars beat, something for the rappers? But I'm already feeling like we're leaning a little bit jazzy with this like sax lick. Like, I don't think people are going to be rhyming around this. We may as well go all out on this beat. I'm just preparing myself for it. We might group the red symbol and the drums Give it a little bit of compression. Just a little bit. And then we could set this ride a little bit lower. And set this down. This is all cool. Okay. Oh no, I feel like we might need to just start sifting through presets. Okay, what if we stacked that up with these two notes? Okay, so it'll be like... And I'm thinking we need to pull out let's go see what we got in Decent Sampler. I just got like a bunch of new instruments for it the other day. Something like that, maybe? I don't know. So what if we had like something like this, slap it down over here, and let's just say we start to kind of craft this ethereal sort of like soundscape where we enter with these strings and stuff, and this guy kind of opens up and unfolds in the middle of it. So like we pull out an EQ, I'm thinking we just kind of EQ sweep it. So it's like, oh, put that on the wrong thing. Okay, so again, we're starting over here. Something like that. This doesn't quite have enough range for it to be super effective. Let's just start to record this. Come on, unarm. I hate how... this complete control makes it so that everything is always armed, and I hate it. Really annoys me. I'm constantly unplugging this thing. Okay, nothing else is armed, right? Yep, okay. Did that record? Ugh. What's going on here? I swear, ever since I got this new computer, I haven't really gotten my automations figured out. This used to just like work on my last one where I had to press record. And it would automatically start recording this. We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, the really annoying old way. That's so annoying, dude. Not pleased. Okay. So stupid. Dumb and stupid. That's what I'm saying. So we want it to start like somewhere down here. And then we want the automation to like start to kind of, we want this like hump. We want it to go like basically like here, boink, and then here, boink. But we want this to actually like come all the way up. Something like that, but it's still not quite the right shape. This should come up a little bit higher and hold out for a little bit longer. Say it like that. Yeah, that's not quite. Okay, we'll have to come in with something kind of in this area that starts to fill what is being, you know, left out here. So I feel like we need a central something in this area. Kind of like how we have this sax over here. If this is meant to be instrumentally entertaining, and I think we've kind of decided that's sort of the vibe we're chasing with this track. Yeah, we need like a center of attention over on this side. It could be like a flute, I'm kind of thinking. We'll see. Real quick, I'm going to go grab a little bit more coffee. I've drank this big thing of coffee and I am out. I need more. All right. So real quick, let's do a little save as real quick. We're on song 1123. Okay. And I'm going to grab a little bit of coffee. 1123. Boop. And yeah, while I'm grabbing coffee, though, I want to play for you guys my newest release. I just dropped this yesterday. This one's called Ardent Spirit. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It's fucking sick. But yeah, I'll be 2 seconds. I'm just going to go run and heat up a little bit of coffee. All right, I am back. I am back with hot coffee. Boy, this is turning into quite a track, man. Like, this little transition that we did here is quite complicated kind of stuff. This whole section is going to be comprised of a lot of different little details and stuff. But I think that it needs a sort of like centralized element to it. It needs something that is going to really like entertain instrumentally. And I was kind of thinking, in this R&B vibe, a flute would be really cool. If we could get something that's going to be like perfect flute-wise. Let's see. Genres. Yeah, let's say R&B flute. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, this isn't the centralized element that we're trying to hit, but this is a cool little something that I kind of want to slip in here. We want like live recorded flute. Boy, that's really interesting atmospheric stuff, but come on, don't be sick. We can definitely experiment with this. The question is it gonna fit over here? I really like this flute. I don't think it's going to be right for this section. Quite honestly, we'll probably do like another little dropout over here, and then maybe we throw them into a little flute section before we bring them back around to the saxophone. That might be kind of cool. So it'd be like... That'd be slick. Of course, this feels a little bit awkward with how this cuts. We'll worry about that when we get there. But... let's start pulling out some strings, maybe. Okay, so there's like some really expressive strings that we got with this plugin, Splice Instrument. Okay. So, yeah, it was in the cello moods. What's interesting is this kind of jumps around notes, which sometimes really works in our favor and sometimes it doesn't. I was seeing that there was like, so this is like F sharp wistfulness. There was a D minor wistfulness. This might work a little bit better. I think we should try it. getting places. This guy could probably be brought forward. Let's bring him forward a bit. This guy will kind of send to the back. We're going to compress him. And probably put a pretty massive reverb on him. I'm thinking I've got an idea for an instrument I want to pull out. Man, we really are like creating quite the track here. Quite pleased with how this is going. But yeah, this is the kind of track that's like gonna be an absolute slog to make, but it's gonna be so worth it in the end. Really, I feel like the game plan for, you know, songs like this is like you want to just like pile on as many rich details as you can, and in the end it's gonna be like this immaculate little masterpiece. But we'll see how this turns out. Oh man. Okay. Like we're going for Golden Ferns. Hell yeah. Now we need to strike a chord here. We're going to make this top note a lot higher. But quite honestly, we don't want any of these notes to be like too loud. And then we're going to pair this with a little bit of crystallizer. I love throwing crystallizer on this instrument. It's so cool. All right. And you'll see, this is going to create this like really shimmery sort of cascading effect. It's a little bit much. We might go this guy. Boys, so we've like really laid down a lot. I think it's probably wise to kind of like back it up, hear this in context, make sure that all these pieces are fitting together. We're definitely going to want to come back in and do a lot of like detailing in terms of like transition sections. But let's hear this, what we've got so far. Might even drop the bass out of this next section, do another little drop out here. Let's say I'm almost considering bringing this over here. Oh yeah. We'll want to bring over like drum bass over here. I'm not sure. Probably coming in on this note though. I'll cut that out. Come in with like a little counterpoint turnaround in here. And god damn. I don't quite want this to be exactly the same as intro, you know? We still got a lot of stuff to kind of mess around with. Let's just keep pulling instruments out, you know? When in doubt, pull the instruments out. That's what I like to say. What kind of instruments? God, there's some good stuff to be had here. Play around with this a little bit. Maybe just like that little walk down. We'll like play around with this maybe. That's a cool little detail. Man. God, I hate how this cuts off. Not a huge fan of it. Something that we could do. This isn't going to be the cleanest. Quit jumping around on me. That might be kind of an easy fix here. Yeah. Goes into the next section. How did this end up at minus? All this shit's getting out of line, dude. All right. That's pretty good. Let's hear it from the beginning. I think we've pretty much got our beat here. Oh, perfect. And we still got about an hour and a half left to maybe make another one. I'd love to make another one this fleshed out. Dude, what a cool track. Oh my god. That's awesome. All right, let's make another one. Oh man. Let's save that and oh dude, let's dive into another one. I think we got time to do another one that's as complicated as that, hopefully. I'm gonna grab a little bit more coffee. I know I'm just like pounding down coffee today. It's good for the soul. While I do that, I'm gonna play for you guys Andromeda off of my new album Return to Earth. Definitely go check it out if you haven't yet already. Some good stuff. So anyways, I'll be 2 seconds. I'll be like right back. All right, I am back. Let's waste no time. Let's dive into another one. New live set. All right, and we'll pause this. You guys can go check out the album. I just heard from a fan in Germany. I saw somebody's been DMing me like, "Oh, I love your new album, man." I was like, it's nice, man. It's nice when you hear from people that listen to your music. It makes me happy, man. All right. Oh man, let's just get into it. Let's dive into another one. I have no idea what we're going to be making. This was kind of an interesting sample pack. Was there any like piano stuff in here? Maybe. Let's get rid of any. I like the quality of this sort of stuff. It's kind of grainy. It's almost a little bit too much. Jesus. Guys, you're gonna need to give me more than 3 seconds. let's just start digging through other stuff. Piano. Genres. Let's say, lo-fi, hip-hop, and jazz. And I feel like I sifted through all of these yesterday. Definitely sampled that before. Like, this wouldn't be bad. I sampled that the other day. What else was in this kit? Okay, and I've sampled that. There must be a variation in here of that. This could be like really make a really like lo-fi track. Really warm fireside sort of lo-fi. I don't know, we gotta just dig till we find some gold though. This could be cool. And I kind of like this because it gives us so much more room for our own stuff. It's not like super busy, right? So the world's kind of our oyster in that regard. Let's just go one more. But I'm thinking it's going to be this one. Okay. Now let's go over to our drums here. Start figuring out what we're going to be doing drum wise. Maybe. Let's just maybe start with this. I'm almost thinking we could like cut the highs even on it. Kind of give it more of that muted lo-fi feel. We'll have to kind of clean it up a bit. We might go for a different kit. I want to hear the sample again. We might go for something that's a lot more like minimal, you know? Let's undo until we are back at 0. Here we go. Yeah, let's kind of go back through our kits a little bit. God, there's this one kit that I kind of have in mind for this, but it's like an older kit. I would really have to figure out which one this is. I remember that it only had 4 instruments in it. This one. Okay. Okay, let's try this. This should be... Okay, we're going to do that, but we're probably going to like pick up the speed on it a little bit. Perfect. Let's just make sure that there's no overlap over here. Doesn't look like it, but just to be safe. Okay, just call that 90. Let's go back to our There was a lot of good stuff in this kit too. We might continue to kind of poke around. This one's called Twinkle Toes. That could be a cool one. I want to go ahead and just like cut some of these highs. See, I've sampled the variation of this one. Love the melody though. This was the original one we were considering. But I think Twinkle Toes might be the one. It's just so lovely. Let's pull it out. Kind of explore this plugin a little bit more. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. want to pull out, I have a bunch of really good one-shots, like melodic one-shots that I think really go good for like kind of lo-fi vibes. just this note. Slick. Not bad. Just laying down a bunch of layers. It's kind of the name of the game for this track. Literally those two notes. See? Like, we're keeping this very simple. It's gonna become complex through like the amount of layers. But this will be good. I don't even think we're gonna do bass line though. On a track like this, we're gonna try to keep it like unburdened, you know? Not everything needs bass. We want to keep this light and airy, basically. I think this guy we might drench in some reverb. Yeah, just this default reverb is very spacious. Okay, gonna pull out a little bit of guitar. It should be pretty slick, I would think. We're gonna keep all of those little bins in that one at the beginning over here. Now this is also gonna need some reverb. It's just a lovely little track. Not trying to do anything too fancy here, just kind of keeping a nice like textural vibe. Okay. See, normally I would be like digging for like a trumpet or something on a track like this. I'm not sure though. I'm kind of thinking we just like keep a very like chilled out vibe here. Background music. It's just some nice lo-fi vibes. Now we could lay down a more concrete sounding melody. With something like no, not that. Something like with this. Just some little riffs and stuff. Nothing too crazy. Gosh, what else are we going to lay on here? Let's bring it from the beginning over here. Gosh, this is like way too lovely. Like, man, there's actually a lot going on in here. It feels very, like, laid back. Like, there's, you know... But, man, there actually is quite a bit of, like, substance in here. Let's keep pulling stuff out. What do we want This track is stacked very tall. It's a cool instrument. Something I got from Decent Sampler the other day. There's a lot of really good free instruments through Decent Sampler. What all do we want? Banjo ukulele. Get rid of this note, slide these guys over. It's kind of a fun section of the track. Let's run it back, keep adding to this. I feel like this is where we need to like wrap them back around to this. Yeah, this is just like golden. very, very much, I would say, the hook of this. And we can hit them with this guy. Maybe this time we come in with a little bit of extra layering. Yeah, let's come in with more layers. Basically, we want to flesh this out, make it really something grand. Pull out for this. Come in with our own piano layer. There's got to be something in augmented grand piano that would fit this sort of soundscape. Just that little walk down. Let's record that. Get rid of that top note. See, we need to just come in with more layers like that. I feel like there's more to be uncovered in augmented grand piano. extend out this last note and kind of give it a lengthy fade out. Nice. Go back to that one shots folder. There's a lot of good sounds in there. Oh, I'm kind of curious. Maybe some of these we kind of pull back in. Really good support textures. So this is going to be kind of a shorter beat, but I think in general, when you are trying to do lo-fi beats, shorter is better. I think it's great. You know, a lot of people are listening to it in a playlist, in a live stream or something like that. And I think for that context, it's really good to like keep a bunch of beats shorter and show them a lot of beats, right? You kind of hit them with the greatest bit of variety. So like, yeah, I feel like lo-fi in general is like pretty simple, which is totally fine. Like that's kind of the point of it. You kind of want to just like keep it moving on to the next idea, right? So let's hear what we got at this. Dude, that is so perfect. Let's save it. That's like such a nice beat. Yeah, what are we on? Song 1124. Dude. I wonder what song I'm going to make when I hit song 1234. 124. There we go. Awesome. Oh, man. That was a good beat. We did that in about an hour. I think a lot of that, we were being pretty selective with what we chose to sample, which was, I don't know. I think that if you get started on a really good spot, you start with some really good drums. You start with like maybe a really good sample or something. Really sets the tone for the rest of the track. That is good. So anyways, I think that does it for today. We made 2 beats today, both really good beats too. We started with that R&B banger. That was solid. So again, just want to let you guys know I just dropped a new single. It's called Ardent Spirit. It's absolutely phenomenal. I've been waiting to drop this guy. So definitely go check that out. Go check out my new album, Return to Earth. Got lots of stuff that just came out. So of course, I am TapDaddy on all platforms. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will see you guys next time. Until then, happy producing. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Saturday. All right. Peace out.